tremendous future opportunity. You agree with this? No answer? Bad news is pandemic and its impact. We have the social tension and we have the disconnect and the international tension affecting lives of people. So these are the two different types of change. Those are happening in the period that you have come to the universities. Remember the good news, don't miss the good news also, because you have a greatest opportunity in terms of knowledge resources, communication skills. So in fact that we are talking over this Google Meet, this itself is a great thing, unthinkable even 10 years back. And tremendous future opportunities in all those kinds. But the bad thing, of course, is the pandemic and its impact. Hopefully, we hope that the vaccine will soon be in the market. And the social tension that has generated throughout the world, and there is a disconnect between person to persons, between community to community. And of course, the international tension. India. Oh, the future belongs to those who believe in their dreams. I can hear you, so I want to know whether you are dreaming or you don't dream. Yes or no? Who will answer that? I think Sumit, you can answer on that behalf, whether they are dreaming or students are dreaming or not. Hello? There will be obstacles, there will be doubters, there will be mistakes, but with hard work, there are no limits. Who said this? It's not a philosopher, not a politician, but you must be knowing the name of this person. You are all young people, you should be knowing this. Michael Phelps. He is the most decorated Olympian swimmer. In fact, he holds the all-time record of Olympic gold. He said, and what did he say? There will be doubters. People will doubt your ability. There will be mistakes also. You will make mistakes. But with hard work, there are no limits. So, no time to wait. The time will never be just right. You know, sometimes you get the advice that this is not the right time for you. You wait for this. There is just right time. But just right time will never come. So you have no time to wait. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go. Don't stop at some place. Just wait for the just right and do nothing. So you start doing, and the better time will come as you proceed. Success is no accident. It's hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, the love of what you are doing. The last line is very important. You must love what you are doing. You must have a knack for this. You must have an affection for this. What you are learning, what you are doing. If you don't have that affections for what you are doing, if you don't incline to that type of thing, then the whole thing will become a boredom. If you love your work, if you love your study, then the work and the study becomes play. But if you don't love it, you are forced to do it, then this becomes a totally boring thing and it becomes torture. Mind it, whatever you are doing or whatever you have chosen to do, you must have a knack for this thing and you must learn to love that, develop an affection. This is again a person who is not a politician, not a blogger. He is actually a great uh, auto executive. He was in the Ford's company, and from the Ford, he has gone to Chrysler when it was a bankrupt company, and he, within 2 years, he made it profitable. So what did he say? This is from his own experience. The greatest discovery, and this is in 1983, the greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes. He did not praise the engineer. He did not praise the technology. He has said, and he proclaimed that attitude of mind, that is the most important. If you can alter the attitude of mind, everything is possible. And what he did, he actually, through a lot of different types of techniques, he altered the attitudes of the people working with him. And that's how a completely loss-making, a bankrupt company could be turned over within a period of 2 years. And this is something which all of us should learn how to alter our own attitude so that instead of being destructive, we can all become constructive and we can really proceed forward. This is something I read in my school state, and I remember it, and I have been telling it all the persons I met. The life's battles don't fall. You also sort of memorize these 4 lines. It's a very, very interesting thing. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man. But sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Here, man includes the woman, of course. It's a poetic thing. So, life's battles don't always go to the stronger or the faster man. But sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks. This is the most important. Just because you are very intelligent, or you are very fast, or you are very strong, or you have so many other qualities, you will win the race. No. But it is always found the person who wins is always the person who thinks he can. So first, your mental attitude. Just earlier slide we saw that actually it is proved that by altering the attitude, one can really earn success. So always the successful person, he may be faster, he may be stronger, he may be the best, he may have so many qualities. But the common quality of all the winners is this thought process that he or she can. This is a very, very important lesson. The earlier you learn this lesson, that will be real beneficial for you. Don't think that you have this shortcoming, that shortcoming. You can't speak English properly, or the maths is not so easy for you, or you have some other difficulty, or maybe physically you may not be strong. All these limitations can be overcome if you really think that you can do, and accordingly you prepare yourself, you change, you alter your mental attitude, you can overcome all these difficulties and you can proceed. I am not saying this just for saying sake. I have seen many people in my long executive life of more than 4 decades. I have seen many persons who are otherwise not very capable persons, but just because they have that attitude of mind, they become a great success in their own lives. So this is again a great management expert called Management Guru, Peter Drucker. Many of you will read his books. Knowledge has to be improved, challenged, and increased constantly or it advances. It's a very interesting line. Unlike the other things, wealth or gold or something, knowledge is something which cannot be kept as it is. It has to be improved, challenged, and increased constantly or it vanishes. Like the teachers and professors, the more they teach, the more they read, the more they interact, their knowledge improves. But if they don't do anything, if they had learned some knowledge and then for 30 years they don't do anything, they don't have any practice, that vanishes. Similarly, whatever you have learned at the school stages, the university stages, you have to improve, challenge, even your working stage also. Unless you improve the knowledge, this knowledge vanishes. Like many of the engineers you might have, or many of the doctors you find that whatever they have learned in the colleges, they have not improved that, and the result is really bad. Similarly, many of the engineers, that is again the same. Only in all professions you will find, many of the teachers also will find that they have not really. So this is a universal truth. This is for every walks of life. To remember that whatever knowledge you have learned or whatever knowledge you are learning, this is not the end of it. You have to constantly increase that habit. So, what next? In search of economic growth with a meaning. It's a meaningful economy. Now you have come to the university. Obviously, university is not the end in the life. You like to go out of university with a flying color and do something professionally rewarding. But it should have a meaningful thing for your own life. Now, many of you will join the different types of services, work. Some of you may become a businessman. Some of you may join law. Some of you may become engineers and do their actual engineering job. Some of you may become the technologists. Some of you may become teachers also. But so you have to think of that in search of an economic growth, but keep that thing with a meaning. Economic growth, just not for the sake of it. Let us see the next slide. Know why. Whenever after your university days, you like to join a profession and an organization, in business or in work, you have to ask why I am doing it. What is the purpose? Only to earn money? Or provide some value to the population and make the community better? These are very important questions that documents is also about ethics. So, but they are not providing any value for the populations, neither they are making better. So remember that in whatever organizations, in whichever organizations you join business and work, remember these two things, then the choice becomes easy and the life becomes happy. Know what? So you know why you are joining that. Now you should know what. Find the right balance in your work to refine your goal. So you have to set an objective, and the right balance should be. What are the four major factors? There are many others also. I have given only four. One is the financial. Of course, you have to earn money. You have to earn for your livelihood. So financial. Then society. As I said, the society must get some benefit. Whatever. Then the process. Whatever the process you are getting involved, that is also very good. That's the growth. You join an organization which is doomed to die very, very soon. You join a company where the product is becoming fast obsolete. So there is no point in joining that type of company. So the growth is also growth in physical sense, growth in economic sense, growth in moral sense. These are very, very good. Then, why, what, and where? Where is important. I've given a story here. A car mechanic didn't say this. This is a very, very interesting story. Let me share it with you. This is of course in the has come in the American Journal. Now it is management study. So if somebody was trying to start his car. The car was not starting. The good car was not starting. So he tried a number of times. Then called the mechanic. The car mechanic came. He looked into the car and all these things. Then he has just give the 2 or 3 good thumping on the engine of the car on the place. And then he started and the car started. Car started moving. Engine has started. Then he sent the bill of $400. The person who the car belonged to the person, he was very surprised. The $400, he has just banged the car twice or thrice and the car started moving. Why I should give $400? I need breakout. He sent back a letter, the breakout. The reply came promptly. The reply said that $1 for my time, that is the fourth pound that is given, and $3.99 for knowing where to kick. I've given 4 kicks, no doubt about it. For that I charged only $1. But where to give the kick? For that, what does it mean? It means all the knowledge that we have, all the studies that we have made, all the experience that we have developed for years. That has given him the idea where to give those 4 kicks. And for that the charge is $3.99. That's how the important thing is to know where. So this where is very important because within that where, within that $3.99, everything is hidden. All his experience, his studies, his knowledge, his accumulations of ideas, all these things. That is the charge. Is it okay? So effort is important, but knowing where to make an effort in your life, that's all. Just like giving the kicks at the particular position of the engine. Similarly, this effort, all of you are, I'm sure, making lots of efforts. But knowing where to make an effort in your life, that's all. Sometimes you play so many useless things. Sometimes you spend hours together on some games or something, even where there is no physical exercise. So remember that effort is important, but knowing where to make an effort in your life makes all. Then another W. Why? You started with why, now it is when. Time is everything. Like this is the best time for you. If you think that I don't want to use this time, I'll wait for 2 years or 3 years. Okay, you may wait this for 2-3 years and after that also you may achieve something. But you may not achieve the best that you are looking for. So time is everything. You have to know not only how to make a move, but when to make it. The value of action lies in the time. Value is derived from timely being. Change is unavoidable, but if you can anticipate it, understand what cycles, you can ride with change together. I give you some sort of an example. Like say, you need a computer. Nowadays, because of the new norms, a good computer you need before your exam, because many of the exams are online. So your old computer is giving you trouble, so you have booked a computer. Now it so happened that the computer came 2 days after your exam was due. Now what do you think? Is there a value that you have, if you wanted or you spend so much money for the computer, is that become rewarding? Will you knock out at the sellers? Or maybe Amazon or maybe other organizations who are selling this thing. So, what is important is the value comes from the timing, because you need certain things at certain times. If it does not come in the time, it gets delayed, you miss some of your opportunities, and the entire value of that action is completely become lost. Similarly, in your life also, you have to anticipate what is coming, what is becoming a problem. If you are in a business, you have to anticipate which way the things are going. Whether some rival business group are also developing this particular product. So you have to anticipate. If you want to be a good teacher, you have to know how the teaching methodology is being changed. How, because of the COVID situation, the entire process of teaching is changed. If you understand it, if you understand the work cycles, then you can remain as good teacher as you were. But if you don't, then your estimate or your, to that extent, your capability in the eyes of your students will go. Similarly, your business, unless you anticipate and understand how business is growing or how business is sinking, you really, there will be economic disaster for home business. And many of persons who are working with you will also lose their. So productivity is never an accident. It is always the result of commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focus. People say that it is just accidental. No, it is never. Don't accept this type of thing. It is always the result of commitment to excellence, intelligent planning. Then another W, know who. In the end, managing any institutions, whether you join an institution, join an organization, there are three things you get: people, process, and profit. And people come first. You know, any organization ultimately has to earn some profit. Otherwise, the organizations or the institutions cannot run. And you become a member of that, and you get your salary, or get your share, or get your dividend, whatever it may be, out of it. It is also using some process, and it is also working for you. And why I said people come first. Without the right people to execute, the strategies, vision, mission statements become all working. All organizations, all institutions can have big, high-sounding words like this is our vision, this is our mission, and all sorts of things. But who are running this organization? Whether the vice chancellor, the principal, the teachers who are running the university, they are the right type of people. All the missions and vision statements become works. Similarly, an organization, an industry, all the mission, vision statement becomes bogus unless there are good people, the right type of people running. You can think of the community also. You can think of the government also. Any type of municipality, any type of governmental structure. Unless the proper people run these organizations, all the types of or high-sounding strategies or high-sounding mission and vision statements will not bring anything good to them. It is the people who are running those organizations, running those institutions, they really matter. So the people come first. I really hope that all of you who are listening to this, I should not say this is a lecture, but we have been actually interacting. This type of interactions, you become worthy of such people who can run an organization, who can run an institution, who can run it properly with the commitment that all the organizations in our country serve. You know, most of the things that you see in the newspaper, most of the criticisms that you see of the organizations, basically it is the failure of the people who are running, failure of the people who are managing. So, in the next generations, when you people will join the workforce, you try to develop yourself in such a way that the strategies, mission, and vision statements of all these organizations are in the safe hands, in your hands, with your Develop. So what you have to do, if you really want to be like that, you have to develop capabilities to respond. Capabilities to respond is the most important in the rapidly changing world. It's a rapidly changing world. What it was 10 years back, now it is not so. The people are more demanding. Consumers are more demanding. The challenges are much more. Competitions is much more. So the rapidly changing work environment, you have to do according to next week. And focus on strengthening your distinctive capability. What are the capabilities? Knowledge. There is no substitute of knowledge. You remember the story of $400, $3.99 is the knowledge, and $1 is actually those 4 ticks. Adaptability. You have to adapt to the changes. Well, just like we have adapted to the changes in the new norm. And the leadership. Develop the lead. Leadership does not mean the top leader. Leadership, everywhere there is a leadership. If there are 3 persons, 4 persons, 1 leader, there will be a leadership. Leadership quality is tested at every place. If there is a game, then leadership quality is tested. If in the classroom also, the leadership quality is tested. And of course, the teamwork. 1 plus 1 should make more than 2. Unfortunately, sometimes 1 plus 1 is equal to less than 2. Even 1 person is doing something, but when you give 1 plus 1, they start quarreling and it's less than 1. So try to have that mentality of teamwork, where 1 plus 1 is greater than 2 instead of becoming less than 2. If you are working, this is another very interesting. Do you know who is Steve Jobs? I'm sorry I'm not getting your answers, but Steve Jobs is the founder of Apple. He's a great visionary. He is no more. He's a great visionary and a genius. He said this: if you are working on something that you really care, you don't have to be pushed to listen to this. So basically what he says is that you have to be passionate about it. You must have passion about it. Then you can go for it. And with Steve Jobs, another person who was again the genius of the advertising, he was associated. And I must say what he said. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones Jobs. You know what he said, he became famous, world famous, by giving a slogan for the Apple in the beginning. And I should say that, it's quote unquote, think different. You know, the advertisement of Apple, many of teachers may be knowing this. This is quote unquote, think different. That's how the Apple market. And he is the person who went to them. So it's basically what he says, both these persons, that you have to be passionate about what you do. And if you think that you are capable of it, if you have the confidence in yourself, you will be able to change the way you do. If he says that you can change the world, you can change the world, you can change the society, you can change the house you are living in, you can change wherever you are working. If you are provided, if you are capable of doing it, and you have them. So this is attitudes and change. Every time the world discourages you, tell the world, I will prove you. You say that? I'm sure that whenever you try to take something little bit adventurous, many of the persons, particularly senior people, will tell you, discourage you and tell that no, don't do this thing. Tell them this back that I will prove you wrong. And every time the world encourages you, tell the world, I will prove you right. Can you assure me that you will do that? Yes or no? I accept it's yes. So
Yes,
no
sir.
one can go back and change an uneasy beginning, but one can start now, being successful. Okay? Thanks. So this is my email. If you have any inquiry, you can take this email. Okay? Now if you have some opinion, you agree or disagree, you can help. Feel free.
Sir, good afternoon. This is Rajiv Kanguri here from UM Kolkata, sir. I hope you can see me, sir.
But
Yeah, I hope you can hear me, sir.
yes, clear.
Yes, sir. First of all, I must thank you for an excellent presentation. These are the most important words of wisdom perhaps they will ever hear in their life. And if they can follow, I'm pretty sure that they can really become very, very successful in their life. I must thank you for your nice words, sir. I thank you sufficiently. Thank you for your very thoughtful words and very, very crisp and very clear, focused thoughts. I think these are the words. In fact, I also feel enriched after attending your session, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ramli. But basically, these are not really my words. It is my real feeling.
Right, sir. Right, sir. Right, sir.
I'm really thankful. I'm grateful to all of you because these are the young people, and I feel they are the future of our society, the future of our country.
Right, sir. Right.
So,
Right.
the attitudinal change is the most important.
Very
I
true. sir.
genuinely feel so. And
Right.
I feel that anybody you can overcome their shortcomings and become really great if he or she thinks that I can do it.
Right, right, sir. Right. Sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, among the students, you feel free. As I said, there is nothing right or wrong. This type of when you talk about this thing, whatever you say is okay. Nothing is right or wrong. But I want to know your genuine feeling. Speak out. Feel free. No? You stop.
Anyone
You
can
are
ask.
afraid.
There is there is no problem. Anyone can ask anything. Sir is here to answer.
Or you don't have to ask questions. You have to give your feeling. Yes, not necessarily you have to ask questions, but you have to give the feeling of this thing. You are capable of doing this. As I said, the life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man. But the man who wins is always the man who thinks. And the man includes so many. So, who think he can win, he or she will. Don't bother if you are not, some incapabilities there with you, some shortcomings there with you. You can always overcome by hard work, by your clear focus. You can always do it. Take it as an opportunity. University life is a great opportunity. Okay then, thank you very much. Should we
Yes,
call
sir.
it a day? Huh? Okay. Thank you, Mr.
Dia
Paul.
ma'am, are you here, ma'am?
Yes,
God,
sir.
God
So-
bless you. God bless you. We want to see you a very, very happy career way ahead of all of you. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you
can
so
we-
much, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for your enriching words, for enriching our minds with your thought-provoking words and your granary of wisdom. Thank you so very much for this, for lending us this opportunity of hearing you. We are really extremely privileged and honored. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. God bless you.
I would also like to pay my heartfelt gratitude to our Chancellor, Professor Dr. Shototi Chakraborty, our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Shojol Dasgupta, Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Shototi Chakraborty, the Dean of Science, Professor Dr. Rajiv Ganguly, the Dean of Research, Professor Dr. Abid Chakraborty, our Registrar Professor Shukolan Goswami, and our beloved Head of the Department of Basic Science and Humanities, Professor Dr. Kartik Shao, whose cooperation and guidance have helped us organize today's lecture successfully. I would also like to thank Professor Shumit Paul from the Department of Basic Science and Humanities for assisting us in the smooth conduction of the program with his technical support. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you. Okay.